And clearly this is their preferred comp for this map. So TSM, we'll see if they're able to start off stronger. Remember, T1 jumped out to a huge lead at the first half and then just continued to roll it to the 13-7. They slowed down a little bit in the second half, but TSM was off to a really rough start. How do they get it going here? Now seeing that it's going to be T1 attacking A site under heavy pressure with all 5 players surrounding it, and they're just waiting for the first peek. It could be Crashies coming in here with Brax, trying to overwhelm. It's going to be Hazed working with his Brimstone.
Cover going out.
So Bros, excuse me.
And because they're running Breach, they'll have that entry, right? They'll have the Breach, and then they'll also have the Paranoia when they need to. People will always hang around over here by A Garden. So if, and I believe on the opposite side, it's Crashies and Brax. And then on the A side, there, okay, so there goes the coverage here. Now maybe you're going to start to see some movement inside. A Paranoia is actually in play, just as I said. And that is going to force them to have to go back. They lock them out, close the door, and they will get that spike down here. But that wall has been mentioned previously. It is so thin, it will be destroyed rather quickly. Now it's up to Drone, and Drone actually got all the way around here and just managed to hold on heaven.
Yeah, TSM, they're waiting for their Cypher. They're going to wait for all 5 before they try and go on their retake. But Drone is going to give them a 5v4 advantage here as Brax gets picked from the box. A little bit of slowdown coming in here from AZK, but the hit is still coming through.
And not a lot of information gathered from that spy cam, but what will be gathered are these shots there. Crashies gets 2 kills. A low play there with the flash. On the outside was Crashies looking in, and TSM will be able to get this one successfully on their side. It will start this thing off with a round win immediately. And this composition, I'm still not 100% sold on it, but perhaps something just went terribly wrong in their winner bracket final. I don't know.
All right, last time we watched this matchup, TSM won the pistols, but then it was T1 who stole the second round. TSM is now 3 for 3 in pistol rounds on this map. And of course, Wardell buying his sniper early. I expect a B hit. You want to avoid the sniper. Can they power their way through the Marshall? Wardell's going to be set up for it.
These are all going to be clean shots if they push through.
And they're going to go mid here instead.
To know.
So smart.
Yeah. T1 has to know that he's going to have that sniper. There's no reason for him to push that.
Smokes out in the common sniper positions. A short right off the break. And then, of course, a little bit later moving towards the middle. But that is going to be Hazed on the opposing Omen, trying to provide some cover for rotations.
The smokes cut up this map so well. Running Omen as well as Brimstone gives you a lot of options to block vision. Wardell's waiting for these players to drop inside. But no one has taken the leap of faith quite yet. Over at the back of the site, all the way on the defender's side. All right, now that they've blocked the vision, but he will recon and then get the info maybe from that one. So back away. The job has been done, though. A few shock arrows are going to go out, do some damage here, but Skadoodle now going to be on the run-in. And Hayes, Cutler, they have so many guns to work with. A right click there from the Classic might actually be just the thing that they needed in that instance to get into the site and get control. But there are still going to be a few players left alive here, and with numbers like that, it was going to be a tall task. Drone, 3 kills out of that round. No clever plays this time around, Puckett. TSM will go up by 2.
You get the $300 per person for the spike plant. You used a lot of abilities, though, to push Wardell out. I do like the slow coming in, and it seems that really you have a good mind on Skadoodle of where the opponents are going to be. Will they be able to turn them into kills a little bit later on? We'll find out, but so far, TSM not giving up the easy second round. They're going to have a lighter buy in round 3, but more importantly, you got Wardell up to the operator. This is when they're at their most dangerous. B site, not going to be the target. They're stacking A heavy, at least early on, and we'll see if anyone decides to challenge.
You know, at least one person's there, right? Because the breach, the entry. But look at where they are. They are just going to be stacked around mid. You're also going to have one player hanging out in this cubby here, and that is Sub Rosa, drone by Tree.
Normally they'll expect the brimstone here, not the... Well, now they know.
Yeah, now they know, but they just
perfect.
needed to shoot that doorway, Puckett. That was it. Shoot the doorway. He's gonna try and challenge it and flash around the corner and just end him.
All right, you get to sight. Wardell's waiting for you, but you take him down instantly. So Spike's gonna be planted. You've got numbers. Great start here coming out of T1.
You will not kill my ally.
And Cutler, he's got some decisions to make right now. Just the Spectre in hand. How many guns can you take off the opponents?
And let's not balk at that early res there as well, because that is now just money that they're not going to be worried about spending. Everyone can get guns from the opposite side if they had already didn't, you know, spend what they needed to spend. That was just a big round there. You get the eco res early on from Ska. You now have an op that you've taken away from TSM, forcing them to spend more money, and that makes this round very critical here for the team that's currently up 2-0 here in the grand finals.
As you saw on Haven, Drone has invested his ultimate in the pass to go check for information at the start of the round. This time around, don't expect it. Only ult up in the game is on TSM's side. Everyone for T1 sitting at max 4 orbs, and they're going to be looking to add to that. Looking at the mini-map though, Golden Boy, it's an early stack, then they rotate through mid. It seems to be the same plan for T1 90% of the time. TSM, they're just looking for information. They're going to be spending some utility of their own, but so far, very slow start. I wouldn't expect action to pick up for another 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's kind of been what T1 does, right? They'll use the frenzy of that moment to then apply that pressure. No footsteps, no one's running. So Subrosa will be able to get on top of the rafters on a site. We'll probably join him a little bit later. I'm sure he'll be in the action in a bit. They've rotated back around to B site now, leaving
just
Cutler
as TSM
in
rotates
alone.
A.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is tough timing, and we've seen Crashies be able to hold this on the flip side in the past. What can Cutler do as the lone Cypher? He's going to get the info, but then expect an immediate rush. Can he trade out too? It'll be massive.
Camera taken out. Cage triggered.
Yeah, and everyone's going to start running there, but and a real clever play there from Brax. They're going to use the boost up from the wall there on the Sage. So it's something that will get treated to a lot as this map first came out. It was something people had identified right away, and you never quite expect it. So that was a great execute on the site. And now TSM, they have no money to spend. They can't take the risk. They simply have to stay on the opposite side of the map. They had contemplated going over their Puckett, but they cannot afford it.
Yeah, you're carrying $9,000 in ops. B site, not super op friendly on the retake, especially considering they still have smokes to work with. So TSM, give them the round. We've got 4 players still up. We're going to keep our money. Let's go at it again. We got called out. We over-rotated and we got punished, but let's not give up.
But even then,
I really like
I
T1's
think,
patience. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that TSM, though, kind of knew from the get-go, like, either the over-rotation happens and they succeed and you know, hold them off on defense, or they just hold on to their weapons, right? Crashies dies, you can't really buy for him. They'll have to get a weaker weapon, but you still maintain your items. You still maintain your utility and whatever else that you had left in the coffer. So not the worst of losses for TSM, but we are tied 2-2 here on assembly.
Cover going out.
See what T1 can do as they finish out their attack. 4 rounds in, they've got all the money in the world, and they're going to keep trying to add to that war chest. Drone did pop the ultimate. He's on the hunt. What can he find out before he goes back? So Rosa's going to find food. That's a great start here for TSM. And he continues to spam through the door, which is going to be coming down as the attackers are on site. Spike's going down any moment, but here comes the defense on the retake.
Yeah, waiting this one out. Few clever shots right through the rafters to kill targets down low. It is wood, so the structure is not going to be very stable. No ultimates for this as well. You're just going to have to rely on the firepower here. This is a big round for TSM. They're They're not doing that great financially. A Paranoia is going to go out. Wardell, though, you can always rely on him to at least find one with the operator, and he does exactly that. Skadoodle, though, on the outside by Wine, gets a kill. Cutler there to back him up. Ska from the outside. Brax has his teammates back, though, and Drone goes in for the encounter. The spike continues to count down, and he's just going to try and hold him on to the site here. He won't be able to get away in time, so everyone loses their weapons. Everyone has to spend, but some are happy with that, while others not so much.
Yeah, when you got 9K in the bank, not so sad. On the other side, Wardell is going to go down to 100 credits. Hazed won't be able to buy.
This is a nice spot.
TSM able to get the kills, keep this manageable, but now it's T1 starting to find some steam. Back-to-back rounds. They're able to establish some early dominance despite losing people.
So Wardell's going to go for an aggro op play. Ooh, gets stunned. He hears the movement. Also the orb pickup too.
And
he hasn't been playing this angle that much.
AZK on the opposite side of the map is trying to draw people out. He's got the drone out looking for information. Sees that the Cypher is set up as usual, and now he knows the Omen is either going to be playing deep back A, or he's somewhere in the middle. So AZK relaying all of this information, letting his teammates know A-Site's probably weak. As we say it, the Wardell gets a little bit aggro and finds space for another first blood.
Oh, man. You know, and I respect it. I thought Crashies could have gotten there in time before Wardell had reset. But it just seems like the op resets faster for Wardell. I don't understand why. It's like the gun is broken in his hands.
It's nutty. It's nutty. The boy doesn't miss. And he tells you, if you watch his stream, he puts in the hours because he wants to be the best sniper on the planet. He is going to make it work every time he can economically. And even with 100 credits left in the bank, well, he's going to add at least 600 more to it with just 2 kills in this round. Taking a look, it's not done yet, but now it is. Rosa brings it to just 1 player left. And Skadoodle, he's going to try and save the operator. Big stop for TSM. They stopped the bleeding. T1's going to have plenty of money to buy up next round, but this is now back to an even fight.
Yeah, indeed it is. I'm sure Skadoodle will be happy to hold on to this weapon. They have the cash for it, but they don't want to spend if they don't need to spend, whereas TSM, those losses, they hurt. They hurt a little bit. They'll be all right, though. They'll live. Tied game up here, Puckett. What a close matchup. So important for T1, down 2-0 in this series. If you're just joining us and wondering, did I miss 2 games? No, there is an advantage for the winning team coming out of the winner bracket because the winning team does not go to the losers bracket. There's no continuation series either, like in the old MLG days. There's none of that stuff. So the only advantage given here is being up 1-0 in the series at the start.
And the other advantage is we get to see all 4 maps here potentially in the grand finals if it goes the distance. But this is probably going to be a T1 pick. I didn't see it officially from our admins, so I don't want to say it and have that not be true. But this was their pick in the previous round in the upper bracket finals, and they won it convincingly 13-7. A little bit less efficient on their attacks, or at least it's taking longer. And credit to TSM. Last 2 rounds, they have taken out all 5 players.
Wow. The arrow, the timing, everything about that. The heel's out now, so they're not going to have this for the next, I believe, like 40 seconds at this point. Which at that time, they would already be in the thick of the fight, getting that spike down. You won't be able to use that to your advantage. Oh, I like the paranoia play from Drone, or the paranoia play and then Drone's peek around corner like that.
Hazed, of course, moving over to that Omen for TSM. Was trying to set Drone up for success, but now he's peeked by Skadoodle's op in the back. And now,
oh no.
Well, they assumed it was clear. It is not. Drone again holding a close corner. He's got the flashes to finish this fight.
Yeah, both players actually ended up getting flash here. Subrosa's holding the angle down. Footsteps have been heard. They're going to be making their way over to mid. Subrosa intelligently on the rotation. just waiting now. They have no other choice but to plant on A, and once they do, they will get delayed by that ultimate. Brimstone, he drops it. He has to leave it. There's nothing he could do. He has managed to get it just so tight, but oh no. There goes Wardell with the Hunter's Fury from downtown, ending the round for T1 there. TSM go up by 1, but goodness gracious. I mean, just squeaking away from that orbital strike there, Puckett. That was rough.
Alex, that is a 10-head play from defense. T1, we know you're going to go late in the round. We assume you're going to put the spike with about 20 seconds left maximum. Orbital strike stops plant attempt number 1. Then you get the information of where he is at, and Wardell across the map, using his Hunter's Fury, invest his ult to secure it. T1 now nearing broke. This is a huge economic swing, and it's all in favor of TSM in the last 3.
It's a very different look for this team so far. And Drone dies, gets shot from behind, but saw one player further out toward Pizza, and then another one in the corner there. T1 have really enjoyed going for this A side, trying to take any kind of intel that they can. Sub Rosa headshot on the food. AZK having to dip away from this one. He's going to be inside of the cubby.
You will not kill my ally.
Got their teammate back in. They'll have that man advantage.
This is really good news for T1. You've got 5 ultimates at the start of the round. Well, now you've invested quite a bit. 2 still left in the bank, but 3 have been used. Turning them into kills, though, is T1 as Brax finds Drone. They've got Heaven covered. The Raptors going to be watched by your best sniper rifle. Wall is invested to block off short A, and Spike will be planted safely.
All right.
We said it, but Wardell's up top of the sniper. Yeah, this is tough.
Exactly. Yeah, eventually that spike was going to go down. Oh, Wardell, paranoia from from below up above. Exactly smart play. And now that Wardell's going to be by himself on the flank, he should get picked off here any second now. Unawares, he will run right into the loving hands of Crashies. Hello, my friend.
Knife.
I thought he was going to go for some BM, but
he was thinking about it.
He pondered the thought. He definitely did.
I have a standing bet for any pro players. If you get a knife kill on broadcast and our observer catches it, even if they don't catch it, if it's in the feed, I'm sending you $10 on PayPal. That goes for all of 2020. Okay. I'm keeping the bank account open. All of 2020. Pro players, prioritize the knives. The fans deserve it. Let's go. 4-4, Golden Boy. Big round for both squads. T1 going back up to the operator. Wardell versus Skadoodle. We haven't seen a 1v1, but both players very efficient on both sides of the map.
An even bigger round for TSM2. If you had seen for a moment, financially, it is not the greatest for them. So that because of that, they're just going to invest everything they can into this round. T1 can't afford it, but with how close this has been and how Ascent went last time, I'm sure that they are kind of scratching their heads here as to what they need to do in order to crack this. Wardell, he holds all sorts of angles on this A site, aggressive angles. He likes to play right underneath the archway on top of the rafters. Player's going to come around the corner here any moment. It will be AZK. And actually, caught off just bringing that weapon back in. The Hunter's Fury's out. They're going to try and just force this one in here, Puckett, and they do manage to just get, or I was going to say, I thought that they were going to be able to get inside of the site, but Sub Rosa with a critical molly, slowing down the push, forcing them to go back, but a whole heat load of utility was used. Drone's going to be on the outside mid, gets killed there by Brax. Hayes, though, around the side, gets a dink on the Sage. Will have to run away, tail between the legs there. Food punishes Hayes, who is by Cubby. And now things slow down once again. 20 seconds, though. And they can't slow down too much here, Puckett. Not a lot of time to work with, and they're surrounded.
You got to make a decision. You got to go for it all in. One player to beat. It's the Cypher. He's always on B. The question is, where is he hiding? Defensive wall almost cut him off, stopping the plant. Woo.
Do they get it? It's so close.
Yes.
Oh,
no.
It's not enough.
I thought they had it. I thought they had it. No. They thought they had it. Oh,
yeah, I mean, brutal. It was a matter of seconds, dude.
Need equipment.
I know they're going to go over this in their scrims, but just as a commentator watching it, I can read when you're going to execute T1. If I can read it, I assume your opponent, who's already played you in the upper bracket finals, knows what you're going to do. Switch up the timing of these plants. You can't keep waiting for the last second. This one comes back to hurt them. Taking a look at the money, though, they will be able to buy not just this round, next round as well for each other. So T1 in a decent spot, but you can't let TSM run away with it. Remember, they're on defense next. Or excuse me, they're on the attack next. They get to choose where to go.
Oh my goodness, Wardell, please stop. I'm trying to get a point across here. I was going to say that because so many players died for TSM, they were going to have to spend quite a bit on this round. But then Wardell decides, okay, I'm just going to go and kill 2 of them at the start here because they've been expecting the op on A, and he brings it over to B. You just don't know where he is going to be. You simply have no idea.
Just the Omen clouds to work with here for T1. And talking to a lot of pros, they don't know, do we run the Omen and the Brimstone? Do you pick Omen over Brim every time? Well, you can't get through Wardell without something, boys. That is the third try peek and the third punish. Make it fourth. Give him the ace. This is a gun round.
Oh, my Scott. Okay. So Scott down low and mid. I mean, Subrosa was looking around and kind of gave me a little bit of a jump scare there. And he's looking to end this. Oh, goes in for the knife. He tried to get $10 from you, Puckett, but Hayes wasn't having any of that. 4 kills for Wardell at the start on B side. It's just that was a bit of a cracker there, man. Just a cracking round from Wardell.
All right, chat, true or false? I know it's 6-4. It's a very close game, but I have to ask this question. Should a front knife count as an instant kill? It's only 75 right now. I say it should be.
That's because you go for knives all the time, Puckett. I've talked to Coley. He tells me, he's giving me the details. You're just a reckless player.
You know where the ops are. Food forcing Wardell back. Remember last time Food challenged at A site, Wardell had the gun down and he didn't get the kill. Will he be able to get the intro peak this time around? They're going to be flirting over at short A. Hayes the first one into action potentially.
Hayes is hearing these shots. As soon as his dark cover comes out, it's about the reaction time. Brack's reaction just a little bit better there. Crashies, thankfully for his teammates, was able to end Subrosa. They're looking over for A side here, but Wardell again gets himself too. This is just absurd. He's inside of hell. His back is against the wall. At some point, the man has to die, and finally, he's going to fall to the hands of Crashies. Drone, though. Let's see what he could do with an op this time around over by Heaven. Spike hasn't gone down yet. Why? Because all of T1 Puckett have hightailed it out of there.
Taking it over to the B site, and you can see in the 2v2, TSM is going to play this one together. And I do like the rotation coming here. This is tough. How do you get through just one Wardell? They can't do it on the A site. They are able to answer back and bring it all the way over, but now you got to hold. And they're going to have the superior positioning. Crashies back in garage. The other player, though, trapped on site.
Crashies has a great angle here as well, Puckett. They're going to have to commit to this. They know where he is now.
Oh,
drone,
the peek
what a
and the
shot
drone.
from him.
All right, Food. Got to buy some time. We're come up clutch, and they've got you caged.
And he's at 8 HP as well, Puckett. It's just not the best of scenarios. But they're tagging it, so they're going to shoot it through the wall. I think this was actually planted out in the open. Yeah, no, it was actually planted behind the box there. Either way, though, I mean, that was just... there was nothing he could do.
Do you remember when it was 4-2? Because TSM is starting to run away with things. Or at least it was 3-3, I can remember. So 7-4. After being down early, TSM starting to put it together on defense, and it's really behind their star sniper Wardell. Nice retake coming in from Drone and Cutler that last round. And Cutler's been pretty strong at B. Only 1 or 2 attempts so far this whole first half from T1.
Yeah, this is it. The final round of a half here. What ends up happening now? Look at that lineup. That is a thing of beauty.
Revealing area.
I always appreciate a good stage lineup for sure. So shades of what we've seen before, Puckett, where they will go over to the A site, extract as much utility as they can, then drop back around, wait till the final moments, and then go in for the attack. It hasn't been working for the last few rounds here. Certainly been a bit of a problem for them. They're going to have to go to the playbook and come up with a strategy so that this way they don't end out 8-4 on Ascent. With this team attacking, though, and just Wardell again, he does not miss.
Question is, what door is he watching?
Oh, hello. And
Brax with the fake teleport.
Yeah, so he just goes for the teleport for the information. It's the last round, so you might as well just go for the play there. Drone on the flank, but now A site will be taken over. It is a 3v3 here. Hunter's Fury out for Wardell. He's just looking to prevent this plant from happening. Does apply some damage there to the Breach, who has Rolling Thunder. At some point, I wonder what he's going to be able to do with that. Drone embracing the insanity of going inside with the run it back. Rolling Thunder is played, forcing everyone back here from TSM. But Wardell drops around the corner so fast and makes it look so easy. We'll dodge that stun for a moment here. For where this player is actually going to be located, down low. Only one player left alive. It's going to be Food, but he will not be alive for much longer. And TSM will go into the half. 8-4.
I don't want to say this game is over, that this tournament is over right here, but it very well could be. 18-4 from Wardell, and he is at the peak of his game. They showed him just pixels there. He saw just the elbow peeking out, and he turns it into his 4th kill. I'm so amazed by this sniper, and a lot of people are saying, you know, rifles are the best way to play this game. I think very much you can play around one superstar once they get that sniper in hands. Let's see what they can do, though, in a pistol round at T1. They have not won a pistol on this map against TSM. Will they be able to pull it off right here?
I saw someone say this in the chat, Puckett. He's jacked, he's cracked, he's Wardell. The man, the myth, the legend.
Stacked, jacked, and cracked, baby.
Stacked, jacked, and cracked, bro. I see these hands. Oh, boy. All right, well, we're not counting T1 out, not by a long shot.
All right, what is the plan for the attacking side for TSM? Their strengths were definitely on the defensive end. And T1 at the start here is going to put Food and Skadoodle over at the A site, just like they did in the previous round, the Rotator. That is going to be your Sova AZK, as he is the recon player trying to get the information. Karashi's always likes to single the B site. And this time around, it looks like Brax on that Omen is there for support. No movement early, a little bit of utility on each side. But this is now TSM starting to work their way into A.
Skadoodle plays wall, so you're going to get about 30 seconds of stall there. The opposite wall is shredded through. Some more stall dropping through, and just such great timing on the slow orb. But they were able to get something out of that. They were able to get some kills. And now if they want to start this rotation around, and each time they're trading for each other, now B site's going to be open. There's no door. There's nothing there to stop them. They know that they have all the presence of the site. And look out for the flank here, because you actually have a Cypher that is hearing all of the footsteps, so knows that they're just going to be trucking it over to the other side here. 13 seconds left. They will comfortably be able to plant now. And this is going to be Skadoodle approaching inside. We'll have the Sova there as well to back him up. AZK, though, not long for this world. It is all going to come down to the one and only Skadoodle. Is it enough, though? He's got 5 shots in it, but it's Hayes. Headshot, and it's clean. 9-4 for TSM.
And just go back and watch that mini-map, the dance between Hazed and Sabrosa as they outplay both players trying to retake the site, peeking at the perfect time, baiting for each other while taking no damage at all. TSM clean again in the pistol round. They've got the guns. T1, will they be able to spend? Previously in tournaments, they've shown us crazy stuff like Ares in round 2. This time around, looks like they're going for the safe play, buy guns in the 3rd round, stick with just pistols here for the next one.
And also Sabrosa with the Marshall.
Revealing area.
In the early game, players have no shields, no armor. So due to that, it will make them a lot more of a squishy target for them to just hit that quick shot of the Marshall on. It's a filthy gun and sometimes is a little underrated. I think Wardell has rated it perfectly fine for his uses.
Headshots and instant kill, 202 damage, body shot, 101. And in round 2, most of the time your opponent does not have body armor. So instant kill. Taking a look at the attack, though, it's going to be Drone, who has some of the highest first blood percentage of any player in the tournament. He's going to be looking to lead the charge. Throw out some curveballs, flash his way onto the B site, but Crashy's using this camera has been so efficient. He'll tag one player, and then he'll just hide, try and buy as much time for the rest of the squad to rotate.
And he knows that they're going to be coming, but the paranoia so well timed there. Went right to the backside of the ramp, so Crashy's just now listening for all these players to start to make the push. Cutler headshot again onto Crashy's. B site is free. They'll get that plan off, having to play off this retake coming from the defender's side. Sabrosa has the angles. He's laid down quite a few shots, and some damage has been done. It's going to be Wardell's turn here with the Marshall at long range. He's going to have the assistance. He's going in for the cheeky close range shot. That's Wardell with 2. Can somebody stop this man, please?
I love it. He waits for both of the shorty burst and then just pushes forward. Holds the W. 3 rounds away now for TSM to take home the $25,000 and most importantly, the title of best team in North American Valorant. Arguably the world right now. Wardell 21-5, 12-6 from Drone, doing whatever they want on the other side of things. Pretty even game from T1, but no one able to be consistent from round to round.
Puckett, if there was an emote that would describe this game for me, it's not like this. Honestly, it really is. Because T1, they deserve all the hype. They are a great team. I mean, you got heavy hitters on this squad, but TSM have just been able to freely walk onto the site. Maybe Braxo doesn't want that conversation to end. Brax gets 2 kills for his efforts there, even though he was cooking on that Molotov. Now you have 2 to 3 here. Spike is down, and Sabrosa, he's just going to play far away. Yeah, he's going to play far away for this Brimstone ult.
All right, this is pretty good if you're T1.
Oh,
and that is even bigger.
I'm actually surprised. Wow, I did not think that he was going to poke there, and that Hayes was going to buy as much time as he possibly could. Here's where all of these actions are going to be taking place. The teleport putting a little fear in them. But they ain't scared. AZK crept around corner and got the headshot. And finally, T1 gets a round win after losing 6 straight. That is also counting in the previous half.
Nice job coming back into the B site, but as we mentioned, it was all Brax getting those first 2 kills, slowing down the initial plant, buying time for his teammates to get there, and of course, evening the odds. T1, they needed that. They've got 3 assault rifles still to work with, and we'll see what they buy up. Will they invest it all here? As defense needs to bring it back in their favor. A really nice start at the beginning of their attack, then it stalled out. It was all TSM 8-4 at the half, and T1 needs this map to stay alive in the event.
And some of the members of TSM are going to be weakened as well at 125 HP because of the 25 shield or armor that they're getting there. I don't know why I keep saying shields, lol.
Halo. We grew up on Halo. It's not our fault.
It's true. I think it's just Halo. It really is nothing I can do about it, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Can't take it back.
But the 25 armor that they have will make them a little bit of a squishy target. And Drone doesn't really care about any of that, though. Any of that noise. AZK, on the other hand, AZK gets a big kill on the Drone. There goes an orbital strike, and the TP actually, just to get out of dodge, because that orbital strike was coming in. Well timed there by the Omen. Brax, and Brax up top. Brax with 3. He's looking for some more targets, but Sabrosa's finally going to drop him. And it's just Sabrosa alone. A big round that T1 really needed here. And they got it. They'll be able to upgrade some of those guns, take an op. Yeah.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the Omen. Brax, the first player signed by T1. AZK, the second, leading this team right now. And Brax is the most dangerous, in my opinion, because he really is a momentum player. And when he's playing aggressive, that's when he's at my favorite. Food, really struggling compared to what he was doing in the group stages. If this player can come alive at the same time Brax starts clicking, now you got T1 being a formidable force. On the other side, TSM still got some money to work with. We're going to see lighter buys coming through, as it's going to be sheriffs for this round. They may be just looking here at the next.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, we're not going to talk about
they're
this with
selling
a
everything.
grenade.
Brax with a nice paranoia. He's already got kills this round, and he is looking for more. Down goes Drone. Fight is on the ground, back in spawn, and everyone is gone. So, guns versus no guns. Expected win for T1. They're climbing back in this one. 10-7. It's just 3-round gap.
That's it, man. You got to play it 1 round at a time. You know, if you get hung up on the deficit, that's your first path to that's your path to defeat there, right? That's how you lose. When you're looking at the numbers and only fixated on the numbers, right? T1 is not out of this one, not by a long shot. Now that we are going to get some guns, I do like, though, that Brax is starting to heat up. And perhaps Moses was right. Brax is that tone setter for this team. And if he's not popping off, this team struggles.
And we've seen T1 come back. They did it against Gen G. They had to against Code 7 in group stages. This is a squad that can come back at any game, especially when on the defensive side. Taking a look at the attack here early on, Wardell is going to be over at A, trying to trade some drones out with AZK. Spike, nowhere near either side, as both teams are just looking for information before TSM tries to make their push.
Got a few players going out. Dark covers out here. Is going to break up some of the vision, actually, right in front. Drone hanging back. No one's actually committed to this one. Meanwhile, you have Hayes working over by the mid. There goes the dark cover. We'll be able to curveball out of this one, but actually saw Crashies go through here and then gets tagged because of the recon that they got there. So now they'll be right inside of the B site now. Once again, Wardell just pops up in the kill feed with an op kill through some kind of structure. It's pure shenanigans. 4v3. Some ults are going to be online for T1. The Rolling Thunder in the back of the map actually could be a problem for them. But Drone with the run it back. Look at just the sheer value he's getting out of this, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, and Scott can't even get away with the gun, trying to retreat with the ice wall up instead. Nice job. TSM hunts him down, and I mean, Wardell, nice snipe on Brax there. Brax had a pretty good opportunity to do damage, but as soon as Crashies goes down, that stall is out, and then you can only get 1 operator kill on the multiple targets flooding through. Good job by TSM, bad timing by Crashies, and now 11-7. We've got TSM with lots of money to work with again. This is going to be enough for Wardell to keep his operator, everyone to have full utility, full ARs. They're going to be in a good spot.
Crashies was waiting around the corner here, and they hear those footsteps. So some more, just delaying them, and Crashies was listening for where those shots are going to be coming from. And now we'll learn the exact positions of his opponents. And wisely enough, just going to back away from this one. No need. You have that man advantage. You have some ults too. If you want to get additional reconnaissance, you can send, what is that, Brax out with the TP, which people do often do, and return back in.
Trying to figure out what the game plan is here. Yeah, it looks like just easing our way through the middle is the game plan. Wardell lead the charge. We'll cover his back while he peeks every single corner for the instant kill with the operator. You know he's good with it. And props to T1. They're not over peeking, not committing, not using any utility unnecessarily. They're going to be playing time here. And with 30 seconds left, as soon as they get info, they will all rotate.
Yeah, no time wasted. All of them shot that doorway down, and Wardell timed that thing beautifully so that his teammates can get inside of the site, look around. One player's going to be hanging out in the back. It's Crashies, though. And Crashies, not long for this world, as Cutler is going to drop him there with a headshot. B-side once again in this control. Wardell, a quick peek around the corner. Now looking for another one. A few seconds remaining, but they'll safely be able to get this plant down here. And Wardell will simply drop back, watch this angle with the op. As soon as this dark cover comes down, they're going to have to deal with this.
Wardell's so nutty. How do you push through this sniper rifle? You go through the narrow way, you're done. You all push down, or you expect multiple guns peeking that left angle.
Revealing area.
Wall up as well. That's going to make it even tougher. Just buying time here. They're playing for the spike detonation potentially if needed.
No more.
Wardell exchanges a shot there. Skadoodle got a kill onto Drone. It's just going to be one, but Brax wins the fight.
What's another day?
And he does not have enough time to be able to defuse this, folks. This is going to be match point, tournament point. TSM one step closer, Puckett, to walking away the first Ignition Series champions. I can't believe it.
Really strong paranoia's coming out. We've got everyone playing their role and playing it well for TSM. You take a look at the series run. They have started off with the pistol round wins. They're able to come up with back-to-backs. They're often losing round 3, but then they steal it back in the later halves. Looking at the money buys, of course, we're going to see guns up on both sides, but no armor on Skadoodle. You're going to see half armor on their Bulldog. This is going to be very tough for T1. Invest your ultimates this round. You got to win out from here.
Yeah. They also will have that res too, which is the one advantage that they have with using the Sage, but the Sage needs to be in a position to get that res off. And a nice shot from Skadoodle, making his presence felt there. No res on the opposite side, no Sage on the opposite side, so they have no choice but to enter into this battle 4v5.
This is what was working so well for him the first time. Skadoodle on the A site was impenetrable. No one could get near the man. His sniper rifle was so clean, and he always had either AZK or food there to trade things out. This time around, TSM is pulling them all over the place, and the operator hasn't had the same success. B has been their favored site, and it looks like that may be the choice once again. 45 seconds left. They're going to start posturing. They know where Crashies plays every single time. The question is, how many players are here on B to support him?
Yeah, oftentimes, it's typically just been Crashies by himself, but we've been seeing Brax go there for the assistance too in the later rounds. Crashies is getting the intel. He's got one. I think he sees 2, 3, perhaps. This is going to be yet another one of those attacks. He does manage to stay alive. Cutler takes the sizable amount of damage. Once again, no Sage, no heal, no protection there. Wardell backside with that drone. Gets knowledge. Crashies 2 kills. Huge. Wardell, though, still finds value with that op. Knows what player is going to be located in the back, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much with this one. Still get some more shots, though. Crashies. Another kill for him, and they've managed to put a band-aid on the bleeding, but we'll find out though if they've actually managed to stop it, because the problem is here is that with each round passing, TSM, they're going to get ults, they're going to, you know, I mean, they'll start to lose some cash here, kind of like what we're seeing right now, but they have rounds to give up, Puckett.
They just need one mistake. That's all you're waiting for. No need to buy up this round. You'll get money later. You'll get another operator for Wardell. He's already sitting on 27. What he adds to it this round probably doesn't matter. This should be a T1 round. Take your time, TSM. Finish this one strong. I do like T1. They invested the Rolling Thunder last round, and I'm really interested to see how do they spread out their ultimates the rest of this game if they try and force it to get to OT, that round 25.
And it will actually fall on the Sova there too, all the way back on the defender's side. Just kind of looking like shades of what we saw previously. Once again, and Skadoodle's coming around the flank to give some support. AZK
and Skadoodle. Now look for this. He'll get the info. Skadoodle will punish through the smoke with the sniper if they get the angle. Nothing shown from the recon drone. Now they got some info. Brax knows they're coming from the left. But it's Wardell popping the ult.
Yeah, that's not good. AZK, though, is still going to be alive in the backfield. They have not gotten that spike down yet. He needs to stay up. He can use this drone for Wardell's at 16 HP. And it's going to be his turn now, and he catches him with his drone out. That's an awkward one there. AZK, more damage. Or at least he was trying to do some damage there. You got 2 players left alive now. Perhaps this is going to be the moment that they were looking for. TSM, we're going to be rather poor. They have the advantage. They have a player up because of that resurrect. They just need to get into the site. You got Hayes in the back as well as Sub Rosa. either of these players can clutch out at a moment's notice, but Doodle, I can't even say his name. That's how good he is with that up. And in the later rounds, he's turning up.
Ska Papa doing it once again. You're gonna see everybody but Food now into double digits. Skadoodle with a big round. That was messy though for a moment. Alex, they had an off in pistols. TSM with just the ultimate from Wardell almost had T1 beat at the B bomb site. Now they've got what should be a much more fair fight. As you're going to see guns up across the board, sniper on each side, everyone else running phantoms, full armors, full utility. Let's go. If you hold here at T1, you got a chance. You got to do it right now.
Yeah, full armor, full utility, full weaponry, 3 ultimates online, and nothing for T1 to be able to use out of the break here. Wardell's going for a cheeky angle up on top. If he jumps on this ledge, new ledge added in the recent update, it actually gave us some interesting angles that you can take now on Ascent, which was typically a rough A-long to play off of, now has changed dramatically.
I would not be surprised to see this start with a Brim ultimate coming in from Sub Rosa. They'll try and rush the site, get the spike down right away. And we'll see if that is what the plan is here for TSM. Are they going for the throat right now? Or are they just playing for an intro pick and then work their way around the map?
It's all about first blood, Puckett. It's all about that first blood. Who gets that kill first is really gonna, and Ska is the guy that I'm looking at here, not only because he's gonna be looking down the barrel of multiple members of his team. There goes, but they manage to slow him down, and he's gonna get even more delay, and then the wall comes through, so they invest the Brim ult, but they are not able to actually push onto the site quite yet, though. And just as I say that, drone comes from the side, a big play once again with the run it back. He does so well with that ultimate. Trashies was there though to even the score. AZK up on top now. Things slow down for just a moment. Spike is down, but they're going to have to start moving here, Puckett. The pressure is on for T1. Wardell is still alive. Wardell has a snipe, but a lot of players have just been tagged. You got 2 bodies that are going to be located inside of Hell, and here's Wardell dropping back to that position, not allowing them to get any kind of presence inside of this one. So Rosa, a headshot onto Food, and Wardell still lingering outside. Nails another shot on the bracket. It ain't gonna matter. TSM are the first North American Ignition Series champions.
TSM is the best Valorant team on the planet. I'm just gonna crown them right now. They come in. They make a ridiculous run, undefeated through group play. They stutter a little bit in the very first round of the bracket, and since then have showed dominance after going 2-1 in the upper bracket finals. They have a clean 2-game finish after going up 30-11 here from Wardell as they close out the 3-0 sweep. These are the best 2 teams in NA, but TSM looked head and shoulders above T1 in this finals matchup.
We were asking for it. We wanted the matchup. We wanted the matchup. We were going to get T1 TSM eventually. What was going to be the result of that? Well, now we have our answer, not once, but 2 times. TSM, unequivocally, no doubt in anyone's mind at this point in time, is the best North American Valorant team. And yes, Puckett, I actually would agree with you and even go as far as to say the world, because of where we are right now, given that we're not going to see any international competitions, but they are so put together. Just Haven alone is something that we can break down for literally weeks. Each and every play, each and every execute was just a thing of beauty. And you know, T1, they're going to go right back to the drawing board. They're out for blood. They want to get revenge on TSM. It's not going to happen now. It didn't happen this time, but it will happen down the road. These 2 teams won't counter each other once again.
Shout out to T1. You played well. You fought your way back to that grand finals. You looked pretty good at the start of the rounds, but at the end, TSM just did what they want. T1 is going to walk away with 15 grand, 25K though, going to TSM for their first place finish. And now they deserve the crown. They have the crown. The question is, how long will they keep the crown? You got Immortals at your back. Hiko and 100 Thieves are now official. They're coming for you. FaZe Clan is being put together right now with Corey and Jason are and finalizing their last players on this lineup. NA is about to get interesting, but right now, if you look at the big picture, since the game officially released, there's been no team better than TSM when playing with their full lineup. They defend the throne today. They keep the crown, and I think this is going to be a squad to watch for not just next month in July, but also August and more.
Yeah, the storylines continue here, Puckett. That's what we want to see as casters. That's what we want to see as viewers and lovers of the esport. It's insane, but I think we have Moses standing by. I know he was just all aflutter seeing all of Wardell's great plays. Moses, man, TSM walk away. We were talking about it, bro, and we finally got the matchup that we wanted to see.
Absolutely, and I couldn't have asked for a better finish. I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more tension, but TSM, as Puckett said, has identified themselves as arguably the best. You know what? Not even arguably. They're the best team in the world. I'm with you, Puckett.
Boom.
And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to one more. Wardell, best player in the world too. Best opper. You know, I loved his performance. There was very few games in the entire tournament where he was not a major factor. Golden Boy, looking at the rest of this roster, Drone was there all the time. There was, I mean, Hayes,
yeah,
he doesn't get a lot of shine, but I mean, he's the one leading the charge here as far as calling. He brings a lot of veteran experience here. TSM has everything. And if I'm T1 or anyone else, what am I looking at as a weakness on this squad? I don't think there is one.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Perhaps there's something to take away from the first Ascent game, but it's very clear that whatever mistakes they made with the composition initially, they were able to clean up instantly. I still am not like 100% set on a sageless composition on Ascent, despite how well TSM played. Wardell just had a nutty game, bro. Like, he dropped the 30 bomb, was just opping his mind out. There's just not much you can really say about the composition when you have someone just slapping booty like that. So for that reason, I'm not sold on it. But what do they take away from this? What does T1 try to improve upon? At this point, you're just jumping back into the lab. And I said it before about content creators and all of us just trying to take as much knowledge as we can out of that Haven game. T1's also going to be looking at too. Hey, fireworks are going on outside of my home too. So that's great. They're cheering for TSM. Hey, look at that. Wow, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Brooklyn.
Well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure listening to you cast. I cannot wait to hear more of it. And I'm going to continue talking as we've just had a quick U-turn. But you know what? I'm just going to continue to shower the praise. All the talent here, T1, Nerd Street have put on a tremendous product. I hope that we see more 100% competitive. I want qualifiers. Obviously, we have the invite teams now, but this has been such an absolute pleasure. Puckett, looking forward for Valorant. Is this the model? Is this what we want to see? I don't want to see no more mixed teams, man. I want to see signed rosters.
I think this was the moment we were all waiting for, and it's not fully here. Not all the teams are finalized, but we're getting close. It's great to see the org stepping up, signing players. Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone else who had participated on the casting side. Pansy, Bala, Blue, Gaskin, Bach, Simo, Vancilli. Everyone killed it for this tournament. I feel like this was the best of the best, not just on the player side, but also in terms of some of the commentary that came out through the weekend. Shout out to everyone on production as well with the picture-in-pictures. This was nutty.
Golden Boy, final thoughts?
TSM, #1, baby. Wardell, I want your fitness regimen, okay? I want your oil regimen, what you got going on over there.
You feel me, bro?
So Rosa, how can we become friends? I'm a Brimstone main. I'm trying to learn here, brother. You know, hit your boy up. But anyway, guys, I just want to say I love this game so much. This is only the beginning. Think about how far we are going to be able to go as a community. This is just step 1, baby. And this is it. If this is like, we just got like, we hit the top of the mountain. Can you imagine how big the mountain is on the other side of that? It's pretty dope. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. Can't wait to see more. And you're absolutely right. This has been an absolute gem. But we got a couple of boys from TSM standing by. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much. I believe we have Hayes and Wardell, I believe, is hanging it. There they are. Gentlemen, Wardell, welcome back. You got the victory lights on. Hayes, my man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feels good to be back in competition.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm going to throw this out here. I think we're kind of close in age and, you know, much further apart in accomplishment, I will say. But let me ask you here. Having come from CS, You know, you have this wealth of experience. What does it mean to come out and win a tournament like this?
Well, I mean, for someone my age, it's, you know, we're definitely discounted when it comes to competition. And I got to be honest, man, when I look at my teammates like Matt and Drone and Yassine, they have like this crazy aim. And I'm just like, God, man, I used to have that. I don't know what happened. But it is inspiring to watch them, and it feels good to finally be back winning, you know. In-game leader role isn't something I normally did in the past, but, you know, it just comes natural, I guess, to someone like myself who's been playing for as long as we have.
Absolutely. The experience key. Wardell, I mean, I can see you kind of, I don't know, how you, just tell me how you feel right now, man. Tell me how you feel.
Feels good, man. I feel like amazing, dude. All the hard work been paying off, man. I've been grinding day after day, you know. Finally, to see it pay off is fucking so good.
Absolutely. Well, you got to ride or die, man, because that time it's flying right by. You got to keep your head on a swivel, you know.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you guys were able to come out and dominate. And you know, I'm not sure if you heard our accolade or our compliments before we came to you guys, but we kind of feel, at least the commentary team, that you guys are the best in the world right now. And Wardell, I'm starting to kind of feel that maybe we might have the best player in the world as well. I'm not going to make you repeat it, but it's kind of feeling that way right now. So looking forward, I'll start with Hayes. Looking forward, is this the type of environment you want to play in? I mean, you guys have been playing in everything, but how are you feeling about the future of Valorant right now in this moment?
I mean, it definitely feels good. There's a lot of hype around it. It did die a little bit from the beta, which is natural. We're just hoping that there's continuous tournaments, there's continuous viewership, even if it's not massive numbers. I mean, the viewership for a game only being out a month at this point and having what we had in this tournament is a good sign going forward for sure.
Wardell, I know you're probably let all the adrenaline's gone. How did it feel that last couple of seconds in that last game once that round win comes out? What was the reaction in the team?
Everyone was just screaming. Everyone was hyped, yo. That was like what we've all been waiting for.